Yes, I do want to start off today locally again. And we are going to start again with the Houston Texans, but not about no stadiums. It is about CJ Stroud. There's been a lot of talks, a lot of discussions with CJ Stroud. Um, if y'all have not been aware, this week there's been talks, um, trade rumors, mainly because of how he played poorly in the playoffs. That's why the discussions happened. But then also too, he's coming up on his, it's around the fourth year. That's when contracts talk starts to happen. You get franchise tag, you got the fifth year option, and that extension comes up. Right, it's time to reset the market. That's what's happening in the field. Resetting the market. Right, that's what a lot of quarterbacks do when you have a young quarterback that's talented, franchise quarterback. They tend to reset the market. They might not be the best quarterback in the league. We look at Dak Prescott, who's the highest paid annually as a quarterback, but he's not the best quarterback in the league in my eyes. To a lot of people's eyes, look at Pat Mahomes, Lamar, and Josh Allen. But it's coming up for CJ, and oh my God, everybody's up in arms. Man, you not gonna trade no CJ. You can't do that. You got longtime writer for the Texans / Oilers, McLean. I will run down naked if CJ gets traded. Now, sir, please, we don't want to see that. Just keep the clothes on. Okay. But that's how confident he is of the Texans not trading him, right? And there are a lot of Texans fans that believe you cannot trade CJ. That will not happen. But I'm here to tell you this. I know people listening like, oh, shit, what he's finna say now? It's not something that will be earth shattering, right? These talks is happening for a reason. Like I brought up the playoffs, he didn't play well, right? But you have to also remember too, Will Anderson is in that same draft class as Will that was drafted with CJ. Literally, the Texans traded the Cardinals to move up to get Will Anderson. And they're both 3 years in, and Will Anderson is by far the best player. Not just only better than CJ, but he's the best player on this team. So when you look at the Texans situation, you don't have to pay CJ right now immediately. Right? He's going to his fourth year. But with Will Anderson being in the same class and he's outperforming CJ as him being a pass rusher, who am I paying first? Will Anderson or I'm paying CJ? Of course, a lot of the times the situation is you're going to pay your quarterback before you pay Will Anderson, before any other position. But in this case, I'm not letting Will Anderson go. I am giving Will Anderson a blank check and say, here you go. Write how many zeros you want on this contract. Because you're going to reset the market for non-quarterbacks. I am guessing, I will predict that Will Anderson will be paid more than Michael Parsons. The Texans will pay him more than what the Packers did, Cowboys did with Michael Parsons, right? That's how I'm predicting it. CJ, there's a very good depend. Let me say this: it's going to depend on how he performs next season. Next season for CJ Stroud is a very, very critical season for him. Reason being, you go look at the playoffs and you look at how he started his rookie season till now. So the trade talks is something that's just not impossible, right? The discussions of it, the rumors of it only happened because of the decline from when he started his rookie year to now. Yes, the rookie year is that was one of the best rookie seasons ever from a quarterback. We get that. But what have you done for me lately? Okay, yes, you do have 3 playoff wins. Right? Very good defense. Do he play a part in a few of these wins? Yes. Okay, yes. That's on his resume. He has 3 playoff wins. Division title. Yes. I understand that. Right? But if you're going to pay CJ, the prediction right now is he's going to get 4 years, $224 million. Of course, not fully guaranteed, but that's the contract extension. That's the projection. That will leave him around $55 million a year. Do you know who's getting paid that amount? Jordan Love, Trevor Lawrence, Joe Burrow, Josh Allen. Those guys are getting $55 million a year. And you know what those 4 quarterbacks have in common? They are either the best player on their team or they're one of the 5 best players on their team. Is CJ Stroud a top 5 Houston Texan player right now? If he is, he's probably 5. Maybe. Will Anderson, Daniel Hunter, Stingley, Lassiter, Nico. That's already 5. Petrie, 6. I could say he's over Bullock. Maybe. Is he over Nico? Right? Like, if Joe Mixon's not hurt this season, is he over Joe Mixon? He plays the most important position. But is he the best player on his own team? Right? So when you look below that number, when you get around that 53 to 50, okay, he's better than Tua. Is he better than Goff? And that's the thing. When we look at CJ when he started his first year, the projection like, well, damn. Second season, he should get even better and reach that number 5 spot as far as quarterbacks. Yes, I was part of a video that went viral when we did a speak when you hear a better quarterback than CJ Stroud. And we had CJ Stroud better than a lot of these quarterbacks going into year 3. We had him better than Goff. We had him better than Kirk Cousins and all these quarterbacks, right? Like, hell, some of us had us better than Jalen Hurts. And so that was the projection. That was a projection with CJ. So he played like a top 10 quarterback his rookie season. His second season, around between 10 to 12, 15. And then now in the third year, he's looking like between 15, 20. And you had to go back to the draft. Going into the draft. Bryce Young, CJ Stroud. I was one of the 80% of people that was mad that we did not get the number 1 pick. Why? Because I wanted Bryce Young. Let's just be honest. 80% of Houstonians or Texans fans wanted Bryce Young over CJ. Go take yourself back to memory lane when we beat the Colts week 18. And remember the reaction. Oh, God damn it. Oh, shit. Lovie Smith just gave us the number 2 pick before he got fired because he knew he was going to get fired. We got the number 2 pick now. Now we got to get CJ maybe. CJ won us over our rookie season. But going into that, we wanted Bryce. I wanted Bryce. 80% of Houstonians wanted Bryce. But CJ won us over, and CJ started off better than Bryce Young. Second season, CJ was still better up until week 13, 14. From when Bryce Young got his job back towards the end of year 2, up until now, to the end of year 3, Bryce Young has been playing better than CJ or on that same level. From the second season of their careers, from December up until now, going into year 4, they're on the same tier now. CJ was above him. And that's just one season. It's not about how you start, it's about how you finish. And going into next season, you can make a legit case that Bryce Young is over CJ. And nobody will look at you crazy. That's just the truth. Because when you watch CJ play, you know he has the talent. He has the intangibles. Is the footwork the greatest? No. But a lot of the issues, the weaknesses that people was talking about before the draft is starting to show now. If the first read is not there, then he gets to be, you can rattle him. Because when you go back to Ohio State, that's why people that know me know that I was never big on Ohio State quarterbacks. CJ won me over finally. It took damn near 20 years. But I was never big on Ohio State quarterbacks. Why? A lot of them was one-read guys. Ohio State is damn near wide receiver U. A lot of the quarterbacks, their first read is open. You're not going through your progression at Ohio State. You're not going through 2, 3, and 4 where you have to do that in the NFL. So all of that stuff is showing. And now when you watch CJ, when you go back and watch the New England game, it's all mental. It's all mental. I know people called for his job in the second, going into the third quarter in the playoff game, but I knew that wasn't going to happen. Let's just be honest, it was a business move. You can't bench CJ Stroud, and your franchise guy, in the playoff game. You got to ride with him. Now, we know it's easier said than done. We will be playing Madden, and you'd be like, well, shit, if I was the coach, I would have benched him immediately. Nah, okay. Lose that locker room if you want to. Lose your locker room if you want to. I was out, and during that halftime, everybody at the place was saying, put Mills in. Because we seen what Mills did this season. They was 3-5, basically dead. And then all of a sudden, you put Mills in because CJ got hurt. He was in the protocol, and they going on a winning streak. CJ gets it back, keeps it going. They get into the playoffs hot, mainly because of the defense too as well. What Mills did that CJ couldn't do, he did not turn the ball over. And I want to believe that if you did put Davis Mills in that game, I do believe the Texans win. But let's say you do that. Let's say you put Davis Mills in and the Texans win. Now, what do you do AFC Championship game? You go back to CJ? Or do you stick with Mills? Because if you stick with Mills and they get to the bowl, win or lose, now you're in a controversy that you never thought you would see yourself in. You never thought it'd be a controversy of your future with Mills or Stroud. Because if that's the case, there ain't no damn $224 million extension. If you do turn to Mills and he pulls off a miracle and gets the Texans to the bowl. Because mainly that was the frustration with the fan base. It was mainly because, damn, we know we have an all-time great defense and we can't let this go to waste. Because you never know and it was the golden ticket. It was a golden ticket to get to the bowl. And we didn't get that, unfortunately. No Lamar, no Mahomes, no Burrow. And now guess what happens next year? Teams get better through the draft, free agency. Injuries, I don't want that to happen, but you never know. The Texans defense stayed healthy majority of the season. So it was a wasted opportunity. So that's why the trade talks is coming out. That's why it's like, okay, do we really pay CJ $55 million a year? Is he really that? This is a critical year because, hell, we got to pay Will Anderson. We might have to re-sign Hunter. You still got to pay Lassiter. So you have some decisions to make if you the Texans. To see if CJ can make that jump. If he makes that stride forward and he bounces back mentally and he plays on an MVP level, doesn't have to win the award, but plays on that level, and we see glimpses of rookie season, but even better, then no problem. Give him the money. That's cool. Give him the cash. But let's say that doesn't happen. Let's say that he takes a step back and it's even worse. Now you're in a situation that now you traded Deshaun Watson. You got CJ. He had a great rookie season. But he just declined after that. Bryce Young plays better again than CJ. That's some questions that the Texans will have to answer. Some very tough questions.